Shalom. Yep, I'm back out here, man. But before I even start or begin anything, I just want to give all, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to y'all, Bashim Yahushua. I like to give Salaki. I like to give all honor and glory to y'all, Bashim Yahushua. And I like to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who were well. And also I like to give honors to the Akim that's out here pushing his truth and sincerity to the four corners. I just want to say Shalom. Yeah, man, I'm out here. I had a lot of stuff I had to do, man, but I still had to get out here tonight, so, you know, it is what it is. And I'm going to discuss the 12 tribes chart, you know. It's been a lot of speculation and brothers that be getting out here, and they don't even, you know, they don't understand it. They talk about the 12 tribes chart, you know, how it's not spiritual, how it's not doctrinal, you know, how it's a lie made up, Abba Bibbins, all this, you know. They're not what they doing is, and they don't even know that it was prophesied in the scriptures. So I'm gonna put that to rest tonight. You know, I'm gonna get that done. And I ain't even gonna waste no time. I'm gonna go right into it. This is Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1, and it says, "Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation undesired." And then it says, "Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass, as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger is upon you." Okay, and then it says, "Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which ye have wrought his judgments, righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord." In the day, Salaki, in the day of the Lord's anger. So, it's telling us to gather ourselves together. Okay, and when we go out and preach, that's what we tell you every day. We try to gather our people together. We try to let our people know, you know, that we're one of the 12 tribes of Israel, you know, depending on who you are, who your fathers is, you know, that you're one of the 12 tribes of Ashala. So, and we're explaining to people through the scriptures, you know, how we know that, you know. So, I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna get into the meat of it, though. This is Ezekiel 37 and 15, and it says, "The word of Yahweh came again unto me, saying, Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph and the stick of Ephraim." And I'm going to stop right there. So, in those days, when it says take a stick and write upon it, in those days, it was referring to a slab of wood, okay? Now they're writing on a slab of wood. So I'm going to go back and just to show you. And it says, it said, "Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick," which is one slab of wood. And then it says, "and write upon it." So they're going to write on it. It said, "For Judah and the children of Israel, his companions, then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph and the stick of Ephraim, and all the house of Israel and his companions, and join them one to another into one stick." So he's saying, take all of the southern kingdom, the tribes of the southern kingdom, on one stick. Because, you know, there was two kingdoms separated. So it's saying, and then take another slab of wood and put the northern kingdom on it. And make them all one stick. So we're going to put all the names on one stick, on which is one board. Okay, are you following me? And then it says, "and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, Wilt thou now show us what thou meanest by this?" So basically, when you're out here teaching, and you got this chart up, you know, and you got the people out here holding the sign. Well, you know, now they got the sandwich boards, but you got the people holding the sign, and people gonna walk past while you out here teaching, and they gonna say, "What do this mean? You know, tell me what is this? What are all these names on this board for?" So the scripture said, and he says, let me go back to it. It said, "And join them one to another into one stick." It said, "And they shall become one in thy hand, and when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, Will thou not show us what thou meanest by this?" So they want to know what that means. The scriptures say, say unto them, thus said Yahweh thy power, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. And this is the purpose of the sign. The purpose of the sign is to let everybody know that, you know, these are the 12 tribes of Israel. To let them know that. And when they come out there, you might have a Ephraim might come out there. And he'll be like, man, you know, we'll be teaching. And he'll come and we'll ask him, man, who's your, what's your nationality? What's your father's nationality? And as far back as he can remember, he can tell us or whatever. We can tell that brother where he at on that tribe, on that 12 tribes chart, if he's an Israelite. So we can tell him that. Now, and then it says, and I'm going to continue. It said, thus said the Lord thy God, behold. Let me turn this sideways. It said, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and will put them with them, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. And the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thine hand before thy eyes. So when we out here with the tribes chart, we supposed to have it right out here when we out here teaching, so that when they do ask, we can give them the answers that they seeking through the scriptures. And so it says, and then it says, and say unto them, thus said Yahweh thy power, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, which is where we are now. We are amongst the heathen, whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them into their own land. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel. And one king shall be king to them all. And they shall be no more two nations. Neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all. Neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions. But I will save them out of their dwelling place, wherein thou hast sinned, and will cleanse them. So shall they be my people, and I will be their power. So this is what the Most High is saying. He's saying that all of these things that, you know, and I'm done, by the way, I'm done talking about the 12 tribes chart. You know, I'm not talking about the 12 tribes chart anymore. Right now, I'm done with that, okay? Because we already got the understanding that was the prophecy of the 12 tribes chart. I showed you how the same way if you go out and see us preaching, you'll see the 12 tribes chart out with all the names of the 12 tribes of Israel on the board. I showed you what the scripture said, all of that. And even showed you that they said that when people come by and ask what does this mean, that we supposed to tell them, thus say Yahweh thy power. You know, you from the tribe of Israel, you one of the tribes of Israel according to what your father is, you know, what nation you from, what's your background. Woo, woo, woo. These are the things that you hear when people come out while the Israelites are out teaching. So, you know, and that's how we be able to tell you where you fit at on that chart. So, but the second part of this is what I'm getting into, and I'm continuing on. You know, and this is the Most High telling us, you know, that these are the places that the Most High is telling us that in all these places where He sent us to, you know, He's going to save us from out of there. Everywhere where we were scattered to all four corners of the world, He's gonna save us from all these dwelling places, and He's gonna bring us back to our land. You know, and we're gonna be one people with one king. You know, and we ain't gonna be divided no more. So basically, the 12 tribes chart is prophesied in the scriptures, though, and it has came to pass. You know, so that it may fulfill the prophecy of the prophet Ezekiel. Because you remember Ezekiel, this is where I just read this from. So these are the prophecies of the prophet Ezekiel, and it's for these end times. So are we seeing prophecy being fulfilled? I mean, I would say yes. You know, and every day we're seeing prophecy, because prophecy is happening right now. In fact, I did a 12-part series on prophecy And I just barely, I couldn't even, I'm barely tipping the tip of the iceberg with the 12 with that 12-part series, because it goes so much deeper than just 12 parts. I could talk about it. I could use that subject and talk about it every day. Because why? Prophecy is happening every day, all through the flick, you know. But I like I said, I did a 12-part series on it, you know, and that's what it's called. Prophecy is happening right now. Okay, now, you know, I had to put that issue to rest about the 12 tribes chart, and, you know, and get that over with, you know. So we're gonna cover a different misunderstanding, you know, and this is essential, because, you know, a lot of people think that when the kingdom comes, it's just going to be right there in Jerusalem, where Israel is right now, where the devil's in our homeland at. And it's so much more deeper than that, you know. It go way deeper than that. But we're going to find out and understand who Ham was first, before we even get into this, you know, because a lot of people think that we Africans, because we was taken from Africa and brought over here by cargo slave ships, so they think that we're African because we were over in Africa. You know, they think we're the same as those Hamites that are over there, and we're not. So we're going to look up what the word Ham means, who Ham was. And I'm going to look it up in the Strong's Compact Concordance. And the definition is Ham. It says the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. It said, but the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and the Canaanites. So all of those African people that's over there right now, those people that kind of resemble us because they got dark skin and nappy hair, them are not our people. They are not Israelites. Those are Hamites. And they just told you that. And it says, it said he became the progenitor of the dark races. It says not the Negroes. So not us, the Negroes that came on the slave ship from Africa. Our ancestors, not them. We're not from the lineage of Ham. And then so it says, but they're talking about the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and the Canaanites. You know, the descendants of Ham. Those are the descendants of Ham. So Ham is used as another name just for Egypt anyway, as representing Ham's principal descendants. You know, it's a city of the Zuzites, east of the Jordan. So basically, the Hamites are today who we call Africans, or the dark races that are in Africa today. Those are Hamites. But they are not Negroes. They're not us. We're not the same people, which is why they sold us. You know? So, but just ask yourself, why did they sell us? Well, they sold us because, for one, you know, we brought great tribulation on them when our kingdom fell in 70 AD. When our kingdom fell, we brought tribulation on them. Because when we ran over into their land, it was called the land of Canaan then, when we ran over into their land, the Roman soldiers were chasing us. And because their race of people resemble our race, because we got the same type of characteristics, nappy hair and dark skin, they was killing them and fucking them up and conquering the land as they went, right? So we was running and hiding amongst them, trying to disguise ourselves as them. So when the Roman conqueror Scipio Africanus and his army came, they came and just basically was fucking motherfuckers up, you know? And they had to let them know, hey, look, man, dude and them ain't us, man. That's them, man. Them the Jews that y'all looking for, man. That's not us, you know? And all the Israelite Jews who fled from Jerusalem, you know, all of them got rounded up. We all got rounded up, you know? And the other reason why is mainly because the Most High gave us the land of Canaan as an inheritance to our forefathers. So that land that they living in, the whole East, the whole Middle East, that land is promised to the Israelites as an inheritance. You know? But look, now that we got the understanding of who Ham is and who his descendants are and where that land is, we're going to get back to the scriptures. And this is Psalms 105. And it says, He is the Lord our God. His judgments are in all the earth. He hath remembered his covenant forever. The words which he commanded to 1,000 generations, which covenant he had made with Abraham and his oath unto Isaac, and confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant, saying unto thee, will I give thee the land of Canaan, the lot of your inheritance. So he gave us, that's part of our inheritance, the land of Canaan. And if you don't know what the land of Canaan is, it's called Africa today. So Africa is a whole continent. So just imagine the kingdom of heaven being an entire continent. The entire continent of Africa with Israel and Jerusalem and everything included, the whole Middle East. All of that. It's the kingdom of heaven. You know? And then it says, when they were but a few men in number, yea, very few and strangers in it, when they went from nation to another, from one kingdom to another people. So, and that's what we were doing. We would do good for a while, and then after a while, we'll mess up, and we'll continue to mess up, and then the Most High throw us into captivity. You know? We'll be in captivity again after that. And then we'll cry out to him, and he'll come, and he'll snap our bonds. He'll release us from captivity. And then and it says, he suffered no man to do them wrong. Yea, he reproved kings for their sakes, saying, touch not mine anointed, and do my prophets no harm. Moreover, he called for a famine upon the land, and he brake the whole staff of bread. You know, and he sent men before them, even Joseph, who was sold for a servant. So Joseph, his brothers, if you don't know the story of that, his brothers sold him to the Egyptians as a servant. And he ended up becoming great. And then it said, whose feet they hurt with fetters. He was laid in iron until the time that his word came. The word of the Lord tried him. The king sent and loosed him, even the ruler of the people, and let him go free. So when he was in jail, they ordered him to be released. And then it said he made him lord of his house and ruler of all his substance. So he was over the Israelites that were in Egypt. And to bind his princes at his pleasure and teach his senators wisdom. Israel also came into Egypt, and Jacob sojourned in the land of Ham. So this is why it's a big thing. This is why a lot of our people think that they're Egyptians. Because, yeah, we were there. You know, we had pharaohs that was Israelites. You know, and because we started taking on their customs, the Most High threw us in captivity. So, and it says, and he increased his people greatly and made them stronger than their enemies. So our people were populating and overpowering them in their own land. And then he said he turned their heart to hate his people, to deal subtly with his servants. And he said Moses, his servant, and Aaron, who had been chosen, they showed his signs among them and wonders in the land of Ham. So right now, we have proven that we are not the same people as the Hamites who live in Africa. We also have shown you why they sold us. So now, let's find out exactly where our kingdom going to exactly be at. You know, because it's known that we're going to have a kingdom. And the kingdom going to be called New Jerusalem, according to the scriptures. So, and it's going to be bigger than Jerusalem. It's going to be so much bigger than Jerusalem. This is Zephaniah 2 and 4. It said, for Gaza shall be shaken, and Ashkelon a desolation. They shall drive out Ashdod at the noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up. Okay, we know where Gaza is right now, right? That's in the Middle East. Right? So listen to what it said. It said, for Gaza shall be forsaken, and Ashkelon a desolation. They shall drive out Ashdod at the noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up. So all of these people in all of these different places is going to be removed from where they are. Now this is what the Lord said. he said, woe unto the inhabitants of the sea coast, which is death and destruction. That's what woe means. And then it said, the nation of the Shittites, and the word of the Lord is against you, O Canaan, the land of the Philistines. So all of that was the land of Canaan. Everything from one point, the whole Africa, that's the land of Canaan. And what the Most High say, he say, woe unto the inhabitants of the sea coast. You know, and it said, the nation of the Cherethites, the word of the Lord is against you, O Canaan, the land of the Philistines. I will even destroy thee, that there shall be no inhabitant. So there's not going to be nobody left on the land. You know, and this goes hand in hand with the destruction that's going to be coming in Revelations. It says, and the sea coast shall be dwellings and cottages for shepherds and folds for flocks. So all that land that they got that they living in right now, all of that land is going to be part of the kingdom of heaven. It's going to be part of our inheritance. And the scripture just said that. It says, and the coast shall be for the remnant of the house of Judah. So all of that is going to be for the 144,000 and 1/3, the elect. That's the remnant. It's going to be for the remnant of the house of Judah. They shall feed thereupon in the houses of Ashkelon. Shall they lie down in the evening, for the Lord their God shall visit them and turn away their captivity. So all of this, when he come and destroy this place, and he turn away our captivity, all of this land, you know, because everybody ain't gonna be gone. It's gonna, you know, the destruction is basically, it's gonna be a lot of death, you know, a lot of death and destruction, but it's basically a switch or a change of rulership. So, in order for a change of rulership to happen, there's got to be a war. There's got to be a fight. Think about it. If you just say I'm gonna put it in terms that most people can get. If you're a gang chief and you got the GDs, before somebody can take your spot over here and move y'all out the way, what gotta happen? You gotta come over there. You're gonna have to take that shit by force. You're gonna have to fight. It's gonna be a war, right? So that's what's gonna happen. The wars is gonna be a war. It's gonna be a war. And that's the only way that a change of rulership gonna take place. That's the only way that the Edomites gonna step out of office. Because we're gonna take them out of office. We're gonna destroy them. And we're gonna take over. We're not even gonna, these parts of the world right here in the Americas, this place gonna be wasted. It's going to be desolate. No man will never set foot here again after the destruction. That's scripture. You know, so all of Africa, including Egypt and Jerusalem, and the entire Middle East, will be the kingdom of heaven. That's going to be the kingdom of heaven. So with that, man, I just want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, Ruel, and also like to give honor to the Akim that's out here pushing his truth and sincerity to the four corners. I just want to say shalom and shalom.